Hey, Grande Alive! Welcome to your weekly Newsish Roundup. I'm Will Bowman, and
I'm Sam.
No one's gonna get that. And we are the Tie Guys, bringing you the news every week from right here in the Grande Alive studio. Alex, what's in the news today?
Oh, so many things, Will. Election results, we got way too many. Operation Christmas Child in the Grand, new old clock on Adams Avenue, Bob and Kelley Show.
Only on your weekly Newsish Roundup, brought to you by our excellent sponsors. The results from the November 2018 elections are in, and what are the stats, Alex?
Statewide, former Coffee with Will guest Newt Buehler lost the governorship race to Kate Brown. Governor Brown won her second term as governor, beating Newt Buehler 49% to 45%. Third-party candidates accounted for the remaining 6%. Measure 102, a bill that would allow government funds to be spent on private contractors for affordable housing, passed with a whopping 56% of votes. Measure 103, which attempted to ban all grocery taxes in the state of Oregon, failed, on the other hand, by a large margin, with 57% of Oregon voters against the bill. Measure 104 proposed the requirement of a larger majority to change tax rates, also failed with massive resolve, only garnering 34% of votes. Measure 105, which tried to repeal the so-called sanctuary state laws, failed with equal splendor, getting only slightly more than 37% of votes. And a similar failure of Measure 106, with only 35% of the votes finish off the night. Measure 106 would have prohibited state funds from being spent on abortion.
In Eastern Oregon, Greg Barretto retained the District 58 state Senate seat by a wide margin. Greg Walden beat challenger Jamie McLeod-Skinner handily by a whopping 60,000 votes, though according to an OPP article, McLeod-Skinner was Walden's most significant competitor in recent times, finishing with 39% of the votes.
Locally, City Councilor Justin Rock beat out challenger Ashley O'Toole for City Council seat position 7 in the Grand with 54% of the votes. He said in our election show last night, his foremost concerns are roads and urban renewal.
Coming up, if I do win, is to push the couple issues that I thought, really close is streets be number one and looking over the urban renewal.
Right.
Come January, as a councilor, we all get together and we have a retreat and we go over these different issues we want to address. And number one, I think, is our streets. I think this next year is pushing and seeing what we can do to repair some of our much needed improvements to the streets.
LeGrand Mayor Steve Clements, City Councilor Gary Lillard, and newcomer Jim Whitbeck all won races for LeGrand City Council uncontested. Wes Williams, local attorney, ousted Judge Mona Williams for Circuit Court with 55% of the votes. When asked about his experience, he said he was proud he ran a positive campaign.
I really believe that the voters, if we do prevail, the voters of Union and Waldo County can hold their heads up high that they voted for a candidate who ran a positive campaign, who never said a negative word about his opponent, and whose supporters never said a negative word about the opponent.
Union City Council position 2 went to Leslie McMillan, who beat out Hugh Johnson and Randy L. Knott for the seat. Also in Union, incumbent City Councilman Walt Brookshire beat out his challenger with a handy 72% of votes. Lastly, County ballot measure 3196 passed with 57% of the votes. Ken Wisdom said that this is just the beginning.
Every day there's always rights that are being intruded on in different places, and it's time for the citizens to stand up and say, listen, we want to keep our rights, and I've managed with lots and lots of help from the citizens in Union County to get this passed. The way it's going.
Yeah, the way it's going.
And I think that we'll just pick another right to defend and carry on from there.
Despite 3196 in his own victory, Greg Barretto, the Union County State Representative, was not happy and guesses that our taxes will rise in the next 2 years.
Well, my fear all along, and the reason I got into this job was because I wanted to make it Oregon a more business-friendly state, and some of the pieces of that working are that you don't overtax businesses, and when you see a state go in this direction, they start losing businesses, and going into a potential recession in a couple of years that they're talking about, it doesn't bode well for the state, and especially for rural Oregon, which is still pulling out from the last recession.
To watch the entirety of the late-night election coverage by Grande Alive, plus the entirety of all of these interviews, our broadcast is available through our Facebook page. This story was brought to you by In less political news, Operation Christmas Child is looking for toys to love on impoverished kids across the world. Operation Christmas Child is a Christian organization that tries to show the love of God through shoeboxes. Shoeboxes full of toys, that is, and not just toys. Toys, pictures, small tools, books, and 100 other items that kids without a lot might love. Every year, churches and individuals gather up key items and put them into millions of shoeboxes. Then those shoeboxes are shipped by truck and boat to many countries across the globe, including our own. But the toys are only a package. According to Carolyn Vaughn, the ex-coordinator of Christmas Child, what's really being shipped is the love of Christ.
I think it's because of its love. It's like somebody cares about me, and doesn't that give you hope to know that somebody in this world loves me and cares enough about me to do this for me and pray for me, and so that gives you hope that the world's not all bad. There's some good out there.
I've been participating since I was 8 years old just because it's such a tangible way to share God's love. And the whole idea of a child getting a box from someone they've never even met before, someone who took the time to part with their gifts, really is something that strikes these children and is a great way to witness to them.
Operation Christmas Child is a Child of Samaritan's Purse, an organization that seeks to help impoverished children across the globe. But it's not just third world countries that get boxes. Anywhere there is material need, shoeboxes will go, including several years ago to the landing ground of Hurricane Katrina. And it's not just about the people getting the boxes either. Often the people sending the boxes get so much out of the experience.
Just praying over these children, it makes you think, I spend too much time on Christmas worrying about stuff that isn't important, because look what these children are going to receive, and they're going to be so thankful. And it's like we need to be more thankful for just the little things and not be so worried about all the big things that we consume our time with.
It's just so easy in our society to be concerned about all of our own issues and our own day-to-day needs, but it's so nice to just put all of that aside and think about somebody else for once and others' needs, and it just really gives you a good idea of what other people are going through in other nations, because in the United States everything is so plentiful, but when we step back and realize that there are so many places where people don't have anything, it really helps to put things in perspective.
If you're interested in filling out a shoebox, you can get them at Calvary Chapel in La Grande. Items that you can pack include school supplies, hygiene items, dolls, toys, etc. Do not put candy, toothpaste, used, damaged, or war-related items, seeds, edibles, lotions, or breakable items. After this, drop the box back off at Calvary Chapel in La Grande along with $9 for shipping, and your box will be delivered to a needy child somewhere in the world. But do it quick! The pickup week is coming up next week and will be over middle of November.
If you have questions about Operation Christmas Child, you can call Dawn Collins, the local coordinator, at her number 541-910-1106. Or you can call Calvary Chapel, the local drop-off center. Thanks to our wonderful sponsors for this story.
And here's your episode of the Bob and Kelley Show.
Deal. We're in business.
Yay!
Okay.
Let's roll.
Thank
What'd you
you
do?
for tuning in to Grande Alive, and I'm Bob Kavanaugh, and with me is,
Kelly Burley?
we're from the Union County Chamber of Commerce. We got some great news, some cool things going on.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, so there's been a little bit of a debate on the name of this segment. I think it should be the Kelly and the Other Guy show. And so I kind of think we should start talking about that, have some focus
Can't believe
groups.
we're going to talk about this.
Okay, we'll move on then. Okay, so, all right.
Let's move on. Let's
Okay,
move on, yeah.
Farmer
Yeah.
Merchant Banquet. Oh my gosh.
It was so much
Can
fun.
you believe
It was fun.
that we get to do this as our job?
I know.
Do you feel any guilt at all?
No.
Okay, a lot of work went into this farmer merchant banquet this year. And if you don't know what that is, it is where the business community gets together and says, we want to honor the agricultural community, meaning all the farmers, ranchers, and their support groups. We wanted to honor them. So we threw a party, a banquet. It was the 70th annual.
Correct. And do you know this banquet is the longest continually running banquet of its kind
Ever
in the U.S.?
in the world.
Yes.
I like that.
We're
You see,
special.
we're trendsetters. That's what we do in Union County. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so we just want to give a shout out to the recipients. Congratulations. We had Young Farmer of the Year. We had Cattlewoman of the Year. Ag Farm of the Year, Conservation Farm of the Year. There are so many more.
Yeah.
We just really want to say congratulations to them, and that's why the banquet is so successful, because they are successful.
Yes.
And the ag community is the backbone of our community, and so what a fun time to take an evening and honor them. So you can pick it up and watch the live stream. It's not live anymore, but you can still see the live stream
Semi-live.
if you go to Grande Alive TV or go to our Facebook page too as well. So anyway, moving on. We have an event that is of titanic proportions. And I mean, this is huge. All right, so this is kind of cool because I have a personal connection. Do you know I have a connection to the Titanic?
What connection would that be, Bob?
My neighbor is the guy who is going to be putting this on. He and Merlin are getting together. They're going to have a dinner.
Right.
And so my neighbor, John Lamoureux, good guy,
Yep.
has got a lot of artifacts from the Titanic. They are certified, bona fide, and original Titanic artifacts. And there's going to be a dinner put on for this. And
How
you
fun is
have
that?
a unique opportunity to register ASAP because it's by reservation only.
Right.
And it's going to be at Grande Lumiere Event Center here in downtown LeGrand.
Very good pronunciation.
Thank you. I've been practicing that
I
one
know.
because I get really nervous when I get in front of this camera.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying? All right, now here's the deal. Here's what they say on this. They worship, they sang hymns. 2 hours later, the Titanic hit the iceberg.
Dun, dun, dun,
Then it says,
dun.
do you see that right there?
Will
Will
you
you
survive?
So
So you are
an active participant and member.
Right.
When you go to this dinner, dress up, play the part,
Yep.
you're going to be assigned an actual name of the person
Yep.
who's on the Titanic. You will not know whether they were a survivor or a goner, but it's going to be a lot of fun. We want to encourage you. Check this thing out. We expect people from all over our region to come to this. So
Yeah, they've said in past, people from Washington, California, all over the place,
All over.
have come just to be a participant in this event. So it should be a ton of fun.
a Titanic event.
Oh,
Sorry, no, you're so kind. But here's the reality, though. We are seeing and experiencing a lot of interest in the Titanic,
Yeah.
and there are people who follow the Titanic, and so
Oh,
there are a lot of
yeah,
fans out there. A lot of
absolutely,
fans.
absolutely.
So here's their chance to come and enjoy a fun night,
Yeah.
a dinner, an evening, and some entertainment.
Yep.
So there you go. The Titanic is coming. All right, shall we get into this next event?
yes.
Okay, this is exciting. So we are constantly looking for innovative ways to attract businesses into our area for economic development. So what the Chamber of Commerce, we here at the Chamber of Commerce will be doing is we're going to be meeting with the Island City Council this next week to have some conversations around what incentives, and we're starting with Island City first, just as kind of a test to see how it goes.
Right.
The idea is, what incentives can Island City offer a new business coming into the area? Very excited to have that conversation.
Yeah.
More to come. We don't know what's going to happen with it.
No, but it is worth at least starting the conversation to find out, hey, we need to pull businesses into our area, obviously, for economic growth. And so if the city can help them with infrastructure, can give them tax breaks, whatever it may be, we need to know that.
Right.
And the conversation, I think, will be started, and maybe Island City, the government over there, doesn't even know that they have certain things available
Right.
until they start looking into it. And we want to start that kind of conversation.
It's important that we are
Yes,
a
it
good
really
partner.
is.
We want to be a good partner in that.
Absolutely,
And
yes.
so the idea again is we're going to meet with them, think happy thoughts, come to the meeting yourself, give some input.
Yes.
next Monday night. I believe it starts at 7 o'clock. I realize it is technically a holiday, but we're still meeting. So be sure you're showing up for that. We're going to talk about incentives to bring businesses into our region or into our area as well.
Right, and it's at Island City
Hall. City Hall, yep. Okay, this is I know you love parades. You are into this kind of thing, so talk about Veterans Day Parade.
The Veterans Day Parade is going to be
Ta-da.
11/11/11. So, it's going to be November 11th, which, yes, is a Sunday. They're still going to have it at 11 a.m. Easy to remember. 11/11 at 11. It'll be here downtown. Come and be in the parade, have fun, support Veterans Day.
Absolutely.
It's a great parade.
And honor our local veterans. Actually, we have a large population of veterans and serving military and retired military. So come on down, it's gonna be a lot of fun, but also it's a chance to show support for these amazing human beings who have served their country, served us, and we wanna express our gratitude and thanks to them for all they have done. Veterans Day is a big, big deal. It's not just a day off. It's a day to consider and think about what they've done, the sacrifice they made. And as one who I grew up as a military brat, I know what my dad went through in the Army, and I have a son serving in National Guard, so big deal. So come on down Veterans Day. Okay, let's get on to board nominations.
Dun, 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 dun.
So Kelly and Cody and I, hey Cody, we have this amazing board that we get to serve, and that they're high performing, they're strong people, they have vision, they understand the mission behind what we do here, and they very supportive to what we do here, because we believe, in fact very strongly, that we want to help our local economy, help our local businesses, encourage tourism, as well as manage the conference center. So we do a lot here. We have four board nominations that are coming up. And so what we want to do is you may see an email, you may not, but if you're watching this, inside joke there. We sometimes are surprised when we send an email out, people say, I never got the email. And I think I'm one of those people sometimes. So don't hold that against me. Yeah. So anyway, if you're seeing this and you think, I know somebody who'd be a great fit to be on the board for the Union County Chamber of Commerce, please get a hold of us. Please. Give us that nomination, and we'll reach out to them. We'll contact them, let them know what information, and then we've got our members who will be voting on their choice for four board potential nominations. And so we're pretty excited about that too. And so we also want to thank our board and those who are shifting off our board to make room for 4 new ones. Thank you for your service and your time. It's a lot. We're kind of needy, just so you know.
We are, just, a little bit. And our board does a great job of attending to our needs.
Badly, goodly, whatever that is. Yeah. Okay, we have got it all done. That's the rundown. That's what's going on for Union County Chamber of Commerce. Thank you, Grande Alive TV, thank you for hosting us. Have a wonderful day, and thanks for tuning in. Okay,
I think that went great.
In our Briefly section tonight, you may have noticed the new clock on the side of Adams Avenue near City Hall. Well, it's actually not new. It's actually very old, almost 93 years old in fact. It's actually a recently restored clock that once stood on Adams Avenue and was hit by a truck. And after sitting under a tree for many, many years, it's just this year been restored by local ironworker Matt Orthman.
I would imagine that seeing this thing come to fruition, like you said, being erected, standing there looking at it, it's going to be like a lot of projects in that it's going to be a sense of relief and also a little bit of sadness that it's over, and certainly a great sense of pride in the work that I've done.
Keep an eye out for the larger story on the Grande Alive coming up in the next weeks to come. This story was brought to you by And that's your weekly Newsish Roundup. I'm Will Bowman, and
I'm Tobias.
And we are the Tie Guys, bringing you the news every week from the Grande Alive. One more big shout out to our sponsors. Please like and share the video and tune in to the Grande Alive for more local content. I'm Will Bowman.